Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of For the Hoard of the Dragon Queen.
Pew
Thanks for
pew.
tuning in today. We are at the Tower of the Talon, which is the headquarters of the older faction of the Cult of the Dragon. However, you are all cultists of the updated, multi-headed Tiamat-loving version of the Cult of the Dragon. Now, if anyone's been watching, those who are attending today, because Janelle couldn't make it, but Ashrin is like the only group member that's really like gung-ho about their job. However, for those of you who are maybe still experimenting, still, really coming to know who it is that you are within the cult, or maybe branching out into other belief systems, why don't we do a round of introductions, starting with Mick. Mick, tell us about you and your character.
I am Chris, the drow rogue that likes to steal things.
Perfect. Who would you like to throw it over to?
Micah.
Hey, I'm Mika. What's up? I do things. And today I am playing Lemon Zest, who's just a little guy, a little kobold whose parents were part of the cult, and he can only gain his inheritance if he stays in the cult. But he's having some major doubts. He's not having a great time.
Perfect. Not in a good way perfect, but great. Last but not least, Adela, tell us about yourself and your character.
Hello, I am Adela. I'll be playing Aster today. She is a nature cleric who loves her family and her friends. Doesn't necessarily care about Tiamat, but she's been raised in it. She can sort of get by with everybody around, but it doesn't feel that great sometimes. So,
Okay.
we'll see where that takes us.
Yeah. Well, it's been taking you across the face of Faerun because you started in the Sword Coast, which is way on the west side, and now you are way on the east side over in the Plains of Purple Dust. In the Tower of the Talon, you've come here to visit your friend Vestra, who traveled here with you originally and chose to stay in order to help convince the Draco Lich that lives here to either join forces with the cult or maybe, support it in some way, perhaps financially. You did end up finding Vestra, and you had brought her a scroll that you were unable to decipher, even using warlocky magic that should have unlocked the secrets of the writing upon it. There was something about it that was protected, and so you brought it here hoping that Vestra, who is a avid fan of dragons, has a lot of lore in her brain, as well as access to whatever the Talon or the Tower of the Talon might have in store for finding that out. She did recognize some of these symbols that you did not, as well as confirming some of the others that you did recognize as draconic for both Tiamat, the goddess for whom which you serve in the Cult of the Dragon, as well as Bahamut, who's also known as the Platinum Dragon, and sorry, Libby is deciding to be under my desk and being a turd. There was also another name on top of that, as well as Sardior, who's the creator of the Gem Dragons. There was an additional name that you didn't recognize. And deciphering what she could, Vesta revealed to the three of you while Ashrin was out, because she's a little concerned about Ashrin's vehement belief in Tiamat and her reaction to what this scroll might say. That perhaps it is a variance on the draconic creation myth. Something that may shine a poor light on Tiamat. But she wasn't able to get all the way through it. She couldn't figure out exactly what it said. And so she recommended you visit some... There's apparently some group of dragons that lives off east of here in what was once a stronghold of a group of assassins. Now they live there kind of like a religious cloister of sorts. Meanwhile, Chris, you got bored. You were wandering around. You were looking for stuff to steal. When you came into the rotunda of the tower itself, oh my god, you need to chill out. As you came in, you saw there was a conductor, a necromancer who was leading a band of skeletons in a musical number as they played various string instruments and percussion instruments. You noticed that there was a shiny scarf around his neck, and you decided to go over and maybe relieve him of it. However, as you got closer to him, you noticed that he definitely noticed you coming. And so, trying to appear natural, you're like, hey, would you be interested in this loot that we found that no one in the group can use? And so, interacting with him for a bit, you ended up trading this loot of the bards for a platinum scarf. It is a series of platinum scales that are sewn together to make a very shiny, somewhat comfortable, maybe a little awkward scarf that you now have in your inventory. What you all do with that is completely up to you. You let me know. And it's about the time that you are kind of like testing it out, putting it on, seeing how it dangles from your shoulders, that the group comes down and says that Vestra has offered to teleport you all to a long-abandoned teleportation circle. It's something that the cult no longer uses because the dragon that lives nearby is apparently rather grumpy. Kind of like someone else I know. You need to chill out. Blech. Sorry, she's being a turd today. So you definitely were told that there was something, there was a word that described this dragon. It wasn't like green dragon or gold dragon. It was misshapen dragon. And because of the interactions with it before, the teleportation circle was abandoned. It's not used. However, it's the closest that she can get you to this cloister's stronghold, and you'll still have to travel a few days to the east from where you'll be teleported. And Asherin kind of wanted to go find this dragon and see if she could get it on board. However, Vestra did point out there are several warnings written about the dragon and its rather bad attitude. So what you all do with that, totally up to you. Is there anything you want to do before you get teleported away from the tower?
I think just hug Willow and Vestra another time.
Nice.
Say good work. You've done great work. We'll be back shortly.
Perfect.
Jeremy,
Yes.
I just realized I have an amulet of proof against detection and location
Yeah.
that I'm attuned to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Tiamat, I mean, I'm sure Tiamat has found me by scrying everyone else in the group.
Yeah, you're not really sure how
But-
she showed up. I mean, you are her
Yeah.
warlock, so that might be pushing the boundaries of that amulet for her.
Yeah, that's probably that's a dungeon master decision.
Like if you were to think like as you're debating this, because there was definitely talk about how within the walls of the Tower of the Talon, you are apparently warded against scrying and being looked upon, even by divinity. However, once you leave, it is possible that they might be able to watch you again. You
Okay.
had brought up the fact that this amulet might do it, but then you're like, well, how did she find me last time? So it could be your offering up to her this ability. So maybe it's something you can change. I guess we'll see.
All right.
All right. So as Vestra hugs Aster and Willow stuffs another like bundle of like granola bars that she made into Aster's pack, and there's hugs all around, Vestra leads you to the teleportation circle once again. Okay, so just remember, and she's kind of eyeing Ashrin. Just remember, you know, that whatever this scroll says may not be appreciated by, you know, everyone.
Aster's just going to kind of, nod knowingly and then do an awkward wink, but like a bad one. Because me personally, I can't wink, so
Right.
there's a bad wink in there, and
Right there with you.
nudge, nudge, and then just walk away. Yes.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
Anybody else needs to do anything before you go?
I don't think so.
All right, so
No.
you enter this teleportation circle. Vestra, who did not do anything with your last teleport, she was actually teleported in with you, but apparently she's learned how to use this circle. Stands outside and mutters some magical words. The teleportation circle glows this weird kind of purpley light, and the tower and its surroundings disappear, to be replaced by thick forest, kind of long branched dangling trees. But you're very obviously at the precipice of a forest that leads into mountains. Now, she had told you that you would be traveling to the east from where you came in, and that the dragons, this misshapen dragon, should you go looking for it, it lives somewhere near this teleportation circle. But beyond that, she didn't have guidance. But the cloister of dragons that you're looking for taking the scroll to, lies to the east in a... the cloister is... The fortress that the cloister is in a dormant volcano.
I love this somewhat like vague, just like it's somewhere over there.
Yeah.
So I,
Yeah.
like,
She did draw
we're
you
gonna
a
get there and
map.
be like, dragon.
She did draw you a map as far as the where the fortress is, but where this misshapen dragon lives, she had no idea.
Where on the map of Faerun are we?
So go to the
Of the
farthest right
Forgotten Realms.
on Faerun.
Okay.
Go to the farthest right. Look for the plains of purple dust, and then go northeast from there to the Spider Haunt Mountains and the Great Wild Woods.
I hate this map. There we go. So I was just having difficulty getting it. Okay, so
Yeah.
purple.
Plains of Purple Dust is where you just came from. And then northeast from that, you should see the Spider Haunt Mountains and the Great Wild Woods. There
is it
might be...
past-
there's also other names for it.
I see a forest of leather.
No. You can also look up the Great Wild Woods, and you should be able to find a map from there.
The Great Wild Woods. Okay.
It is also known as Shalhund, the Great Wild Wood.
Shalhoun.
I'm just going to post a link in our chat.
Okay.
There you go. And I'll even throw one in the viewers chat so they can also take a look-see. As you settle into your new location, you look around. It's still daylight here. Seems a little further to the west. The sun is definitely further to the west than it was. You're probably in the next time zone over. And the forest behind you is just alive with noise. You can hear birds, you can hear the swaying of trees and random things moving about within those trees. And looking up the side of the mountain that's in view, you can see it is riddled with caves and webbing.
Webbing.
Yeah.
I mean, can we tell that this is Spiderland already?
You can
Like,
do
oh,
me. Yeah, you can
so
you can
many.
100% roll a history check for
You
me.
got it. You got it. Ah, a 5.
A 5.
Master does nothing.
So I'm going to give you, you're a nature cleric. Those definitely look like spider webs over there. There are some within the trees that you're in, but they're much like thinner. They don't seem to be quite as prominent as once you start going up into the hills.
That's amazing. Master's like, oh, there must be some spiders around here. No biggie.
It'll be fine.
Don't worry about that.
And looking to... You take out the map that Vestra made for you, and it's kind of like the map that she had drawn for you to find Tyrannaxis's lair, where it's kind of vague, but you definitely get to feel like this is the direction that we would go from here. Distances are the hard part. You're not really sure how far away this volcano caldera is. What do you do?
It's like, all right then, let's get to it. And then Aster's just gonna start heading a direction
Okay.
that she thinks the map is.
Oh, okay, I'm following you. I'm following.
Are you planning to head through the forest, through the mountains, or ride that line that is kind of like the border between?
I mean, there's danger everywhere. So,
It's very inviting. I'm sure nothing goes wrong here.
well, what does everybody think? Should we go through the forest? Do we feel mountainous? Maybe we feel mountainous today.
I mean, look at me. I'm very tiny. I don't think I could survive a mountain personally.
Or the line in between, so it's not foresty and it's not mountain. Maybe it's easier.
Just right.
Maybe it's just
Well.
right.
I mean, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Chris?
I think that's a good idea, going to the just right path.
Yeah, that seems just perfect. Right down the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
So Vestra, sorry, not Vestra. Aster, go ahead and do a survival check for me as you're leading the way.
So
Oh, boy.
fabulous. My survivals have not been the greatest. An 8. What else? An 8.
8, that's fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, thanks, chat, for giving me an advantage. I am going to set that die right there to remind me of that for later. All right.
Oh yeah, I need to see how many. I think I have 2.
Nice. So Ashton just kind of looks around. She sighs. She saddles that double-bladed sword and starts following after you. Are you sure this is the way we need to go? Don't we want to find this dragon to bring it into the fold? How do you know where the dragon is?
I mean, look at the map here. It's vaguely in this area, right? We've got different options to get there.
Your friend's map-making skills could definitely improve.
Though she's very creative, it looks beautiful.
Well, I'm going to look around for signs of the dragon. I'm going to roll my new gigantic D20 chonk for the first time. Let's see how it does. Completely average. Perfect. I need to see what Ashran's survival is. Sorry, hang on one sec. She's terrible at this. -1. Excellent. She got a 9. All right.
Can I try?
I
also have a -1.
Are you wanting to help her find the dragon?
Yes.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay. Oh my god. It's a 0. I'm going to use one of my inspirations to just re-roll this. I'm going to do it on the app. See if that does me any better. Oh, it's a 14.
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
You notice, so, like, Aster's looking around, just trying to, like, kind of guide you all. Vestra... Sorry, not Vestra. Ashran. Too many names. My brain is full of names today. Ashran is also, following Aster, but is kind of, like, trying to look for any kind of signs of dragons or anything like that. And they just both appear... they're just kind of heading east. They got that down. And you look around and you're like, well, there's definitely some signs of large creatures through here. That's probably not dragon passage over there. That's more, that looks like maybe big cat or something like that. And there's definitely some webs that way. That's probably spider. There's some like weird markings over there. Might be dragon sign. Kind of leads off into the mountains.
Yeah. I was afraid of this. I think we need to head towards the mountains.
I mean, can we tell what the sign says? Are we?
Yeah, can we tell what the sign says?
I mean, so like, when I said that it's like a generic term for like
Okay.
passage of an animal through, not like
Oh,
a
okay.
literal sign.
It's like bathrooms this way
Right.
with an arrow, like an Alice in Wonderland arrows going. All right.
But you
I
feel like
mean-
it's going that way.
I mean, would animals want to go toward the dragons? Maybe. Can we investigate and see what kind of animals maybe are making this path?
Well, so Lemon Zest thinks that this area of the forest has some pretty common passage of large cats, probably spiders, although not very large. And then whatever made these tracks, they're weird. It does look like there's like maybe a tail it's dragging behind it, but there are no dragon footprints like you would expect. They're much more kind of weird and misshapen.
I mean, clearly we've got to follow that. Aster's intrigued. Not frightened at all.
Perfect.
Not worried about danger at all.
Perfect.
Hey, we can send. Well, okay, so everyone say hello to Lemon Blossom 2.0.
Lemon
Little fella is now
Blossom!
mine. And so you see like just this little imp turn visible. It's on Lemon Zest's shoulder.
Oh, what is that?
This is Lemon Blossom. I guess I get a familiar spirit.
Oh, I see.
Ah,
Yes.
Yeah.
can I
So-
pet it?
Hmm.
So, yes.
I don't know if I fully trust him yet.
Ah,
I like the imp just like keeps poking my face.
Kind of like
they're not.
pinches like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
scales. It's like, does this come
Yeah.
off?
I don't. You know what? I don't like this. Okay, look. So like I'm figuring out my warlock abilities more, and I can send him. He's got flying speed. He can like fly on ahead and communicate with me, like what's going on. So
Oh, that could be
I'm
useful.
I'm gonna send him ahead.
What happens if
Okay.
it dies?
I could just summon him again.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it'll take like an hour for me to do it, but
And you want us to stand around in this place for an hour while you do that?
I mean, I can waste one of my precious spell slots.
Well, it's just if he's important to you, just don't let him die or something. And Ashrin will follow after your Lemon Blossom 2.0.
So, with all of this, oh god, I just lost all of this and I had it. But yeah, basically, I can sense, I can view through Lemon Blossom 2.0.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
lose your sight when you do that? Because that's often the case.
Yes, let me implement the Chainmaster. Vision of the Chainmaster. You can communicate telepathically with your familiar and perceive through your familiar's senses as long as you're on the same plane of existence. Additionally, while perceiving through your familiar's senses, you can also speak through your familiar in your own voice, even if your familiar normally is incapable of speech. It doesn't say anything about me
Nice.
also being
Yeah.
blinded or anything. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So as you follow after, is Chris doing anything?
I guess maybe I'll follow as well.
Okay. As you head up into the first hills that lead into these mountains, you don't even need to do a roll for this. You start noticing there are definitely bits of like fur stuck in over those webs over there, and there's like some smearing on the rocks there that might be blood or something, like something was dragged through here at some point. Some scrapes over there of maybe claws or something. It just seems like this is a fairly active hunting ground for something. And you start getting up higher, and as you do, you enter into what's kind of a valley of various ledges and caves that go off into these different areas. Make a perception check, everybody. We'll do a group perception.
19.
12.
Oh man, I might need to go to physical dice eventually. They're
And
bad.
9 for Adela. Perfect. All right,
Just winning over here.
I'm just moving you all to a new map over here on
Yes, map.
the
I love
Roll20.
maps. Ooh.
All right, so lemon zest with that. Oh no, that was your survival. What was your perception?
19.
19, even better. As Lemon Blossom flies ahead and is looking around, things begin to get thicker with webs, and you do notice movement that kind of scurries around, on the various rock surfaces, little groups of spiders of various types and colorations. You see mostly insects stuck into their webs, but sometimes small birds, even fur, maybe signs of rodents that were captured. What do you do?
As I see all of this, I'm assuming I'm seeing all of this through Lemon Blossom.
You
'cause I sent
are.
Lemon Blossom
Yeah,
ahead.
so you are kind of double visioning it, so your senses themselves, while not blinded, you are kind of like, whoa, this is weird. However,
Have a little bit of vertigo.
right. However, your 19 definitely overcomes that, and you're able to catch what Lemon Blossom is seeing as he flies around. Or it. Or she. I don't know. What is Lemon Blossom?
Them. I'm using they, them for now.
Okay.
But probably her. All right, she, her. That's Lemon Blossom.
I'm going to have
Yeah.
to make a note of that so I remember, because previous Lemon Blossom was, I think, they, them. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Spiderweb. Somebody prepare fire in case we have to like burn all these webs down. Yeah. A little worried. There are
I mean,
lots
we-
of captured.
We light a
Birds and
torch
insects.
immediately.
Yeah.
Just hang on
Just
to
burn
a
the
torch.
forest down. It's fine.
Should be okay, right?
It's a drought year. Don't worry
it's-
about it.
It's not going to cause any problems for the ecosystem. We'll just have a druid come back and make the trees grow. I don't know. Yeah, spiders. So far, it looks like we're good to keep moving ahead.
No
About
subdivision.
how far
We're
on
good.
about how far ahead on the map would Lemon Blossom be?
Let me double check. Right where he is.
Okay,
She is.
All right.
Sorry. I already messed it up.
that's fine. She, they.
As they get to there, they're in the air, and so they're kind of flitting up and down, and there's definitely some noises that they hear coming from this cave.
Ooh.
They're beyond the skittering and the sounds of trees and the wind and the little like brook that's going through there, this like rivulet of water. Something more chewy, something crunching.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Lemon Blossom head that away,
Okay.
fly over there, and then try and like peek in from the top, like upside down.
I just need to double check something to make sure that you can. Yep. Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Adorable little stealthy lemon blossom.
Right. All right. So, I believe Mika. Can you see the new map with Lemon Blossom?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, just peering inside the cave.
It's a beautiful cave.
You do see there is a good deal of water on the far side. And there's also webbing and bones and lots of little spiders climbing over the walls. Some, when I say little, smaller than the imp, but some are like thumbnail size, some are palm size. They just seem to be infesting this cave. And around the corner, there's movement. It's hard to see, but over in this area over here, there's something larger over there, kind of out of direct line of sight. And you can hear the gnawing of something crunchy.
So I didn't realize I could do this. But for an action, Lemon Blossom is going to turn invisible.
Nice, nice.
And then is going to like crawl in, still flying, like crawling from above, to go further in to see more of what creature's doing the gnawing, munchy.
That's amazing. Aster's just going to be like, oh, that's amazing. Chris, we should stay here.
Ooh. Okay.
As Lemon Blossom. Hey, girl. As Lemon Blossom flits in, through their eyes, you see what looks to be something draconic in nature, but definitely not a true dragon in the strictest sense of the word. Something misshapen, very similar to the words that were on the map that Vestra had shown you. It's currently gnawing away on what looks like was probably an elk or something, although the elk is quite large. It's larger than what you have come to expect of elk from like the Sword Coast.
A dire elk.
A dire elk. A drelk. What do you do?
I guess just keep staring at it. There's not much I can do except like stay there and watch for like 30 minutes or something.
So go ahead and do a stealth check at advantage for Lemon Blossom.
Okay. Let me real quick. Okay, it's only when I do spells it uses my save DC. Okay. Lemon Blossom. Stealth. Ooh, I get a +5 for stealth.
That seems pretty legit.
So that is a 16.
Nice. There's a moment where, like, you kind of tense up a little as Lemon Blossom tenses as well. It's kind of a shared moment of concern as this creature stops its chewing for a moment and appears to, like, move several of its eyes around.
It has several eyes. How many eyes does it have?
It has all the eyes.
I love that.
And then it
Good
goes
for
back to
you.
chewing.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can figure out what the heck kind of creature this is. Would I know?
You can
Since
do
it's
either an
dragon-like?
Arcana or a nature check.
Okay, what's my nature plus? I'll do an Arcana check. That is a 12. I'm tempted to re-roll. Is it worth re-rolling? What do y'all think?
I mean, maybe because the dragon is misshapen, its senses are just slightly off as well. Maybe.
I'll screw it. I'm gonna use my inspiration and roll
Sure.
again.
Nice.
Boom, that's a 23.
Oh, that was amazing. So these
Worth it.
There are definitely other creatures out there that are considered draconic. However, most of the time when you're talking about dragons, particularly in the cult, you're talking about, you know, chromatic dragons. And this is not one of those. It has similarities to a black dragon in
Okay.
the way that its head is built and its horns sit, the color of its scales and its underbelly, but that's where the similarities end. One, doesn't have wings. It has many legs, 8 legs, and some kind of pokey, scythy front legs, like it can really swipe at you. This is a spider dragon. Super rare.
Okay.
Thinking about it, and I'll give you with the 23, there are definitely dragons out there like wyverns that you've seen that are not what you consider intelligent as far as being able to converse and such. However, you're pretty sure spider dragons can. And that would make sense that perhaps the cult had previously. And when she said previously, this seemed like it was back in the day of the undead aspect of the cult. They were trying to get this dragon to sign up, and apparently it did not like that.
Okay.
Is there anything else
Yeah,
that you want to know about it? That 23 is pretty good.
I don't know. What do y'all think?
I'll give you one question that I'll answer freely.
Is it a child of divorce?
This one, hang on, I'm gonna roll yes, no, maybe.
Oh,
No, it is not.
Okay.
Aw. So maybe there's
that was a
soft-
waste of a question.
It had a loving home
It had
Okay.
a loving
until it
home.
ate its parents.
Oh, all right.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like Lemon Blossom would know that. Like, oh, this thing will eat its parents. Okay. So I describe all of this to the group. And like, it's a spider dragon. It didn't want to join. It looks kind of funky. It's I can talk to it through Lemon Blossom. If we want to ask it any questions. Yeah, no.
Ashrin says, well, get it to sign up for the cult. Does it have treasure it can send us?
Oh yeah, does it have treasure?
You don't
I
see
it?
anything.
Okay. I don't see any treasure in there.
The bulk of its lair seems to be bones and webs and swarms of spiders.
Yeah. It's bones, webs, swarms of spiders.
I mean, I feel like this dragon, I don't know. Do you think it might be open to like discussion?
I guess
Like friendly?
what was our exact mission with fighting this dragon? This is the one we were going to see if it could translate the...
No, so this has nothing to do
No.
with that. This is just
Okay.
So there was a circle built here so that they could transport between here and there, like the tower in here, in order to converse with this dragon. But once things fell apart, they just stopped using it. Where you need to go for the translation is like to the east a few days.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, so this is just a nice little
Asheron is
happenstance.
the one who's
We
like,
should get out of here.
yeah, Asheron is like, I want to get this dragon to sign up.
Okay.
No,
Like,
no.
well,
Let's
I mean,
go. We have a mission.
it wouldn't
Right, then
hurt.
our
I mean,
mission.
we're still...
Go ahead.
I mean, we're still, like, far enough away to where, like, it won't know where we are.
Well, but
I think
how,
we'll be fine.
how will we converse with it? How will we get it to sign up?
Oh, like this. I don't know, in my head, like, eyes rolled back, mouth opens, as I begin to talk through Lemon Bug. Okay, I'm going to talk through Lemon Blossom, so... I mean, I don't think it's like a megaphone, they won't be able to hear you, but, yeah, let me... And then Lemon Blossom, I think it's going to fly around, so it can't be pinpointed in just one location
Perfect.
while it's invisible.
A
and
moving
say,
voice.
Yeah. All hail Tiamat. Hello, Spider Dragon. Would you like to join the Hoard?
The crunching stops, and its eyes flit around. Go ahead and do... Sorry, hang on 1 sec. I totally just pushed the wrong button as I'm trying to find my mic so I can sneeze. And now I don't need to sneeze anymore.
Oh, that's fine. I was going to say, like, in that moment while you muted, Lemon
Right.
Zest was also going to turn to Chris and be like, hey, I like your scarf. That's pretty sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I'm sure that the Spider Dragon also hears that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do a stealth check.
Okay. It was a +5,
5?
yes. For stealth, yeah, +5. Okay, I'm gonna use physical dice. Excellent, that's a 21.
Nice. So you can see its eyes flitting around, but they never quite settle on where Lemon Blossom is zipping around. Who's there?
I am a servant of Tiamat. All hail. I am speaking to you through magic. Ooh.
Tiamat, you say?
Yes.
What is her ilk doing here?
I mean, we're kind of off to see the wizard, so to speak. We're here on business, and we just happened upon you.
Then I would probably go about your business. And sniffs the air. Go ahead and make another stealth check.
Oh, that's an 8.
Okay. It doesn't look where Lemon Blossom is, but it definitely turns its head that direction, and it was kind of laying down, chewing. You see some of its legs extend out, and it picks up, and it kind of leans in to the direction that Lemon Blossom was a moment ago, because from what you said, Lemon Blossom is just like zipping around, right? Not holding still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I turn to Ashvin like, it doesn't seem interested, and I think it knows the general. I think it's starting to be able to find Lemon Blossom.
Well, have you explained the great honor that it is to be a part of the cult of the dragon? I don't think I heard you say any of that.
Oh, okay. And
Have you
then
read the training manual?
Oh my god, I've been in this since I was a child. And I like to think that the spider dragon can still hear like this argument going on. It's like, yes, I've read the training manual.
You?
Oh my god. Nowhere near you.
Your minion smells like sulfur and brimstone, but it has other smells on it. Delectable smells. Is that
Oh
you?
god, are you gonna try and eat us? Look, if you eat us, the horde of Tiamat is going to come and kill you. So, just tossing that out there.
I don't know about that. It's been quite some time.
We are very beloved.
I think with all of this, Aster is going to Thume her Tiamat dragon Thume.
Gotcha.
As if, like, it's kind of coming in from a certain area that might be away from us.
Do a deception check for me.
Deception. Do, 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 do. Let's see here. Wow, that is just astronomically bad. Like always.
Oh, did it? Wait, hang on. Let me make sure it's rolling a d20. Yep, it rolled a d20. Okay, I just want to make sure.
What does a 5 get me?
Lemon Blossom hears, "It sounds like you brought a wormling with you. It's been a long time since I've tasted wormling." And it gets up, raises its body off the floor, takes some steps towards the door, or the entryway. What does Lemon Blossom do?
It's coming towards the... Oh god. Just scatter, run. Everyone run.
Oh god, he's coming right at us.
Yeah, run. Everyone run. Go.
No.
Well, yeah, Lemon Zest is going to start dashing.
Okay.
Aster's just shaking her head and then starts to bolt with Lemon Zest.
I will do the same.
And you're bolting in the direction that Lemon Zest is on the map?
I mean, it's like the best. It's like the only way to really go on the map.
Yeah, I mean, you could run back the way you came, which is south on the map.
No,
totally up to you.
No, because we need to go east. So
you do, although you've gone up into the mountains some here. So if you're gonna follow the forest, you'd go back south.
We could turn around and make a run for it back, and then just take our luck with the forest.
yeah, I don't feel like Lemon Zest is thinking that hard about it.
You just panic running.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Panic running.
Ashton is like, what, where are we going? And just like runs after Lemon Zest. Lemon Blossom comes flying out, but you can't see that because Lemon Blossom is invisible. And then squeezing through the door and clattering onto that outcropping up there. Comes this lovely critter.
Oh boy, Pluto. Okay, well.
It looks around, and Lemon Blossom can see its eyes trying to focus in on where Lemon Blossom is, but doesn't quite make it. And then, where are Chris and did Aster and I changed Aster's name on here? Why is it still Astra? Hang on.
It sounds so celestial that way.
Save. Save, I say. Did you run with Lemon Zest or did you stay back?
Yeah, I ran with them.
Okay. So go ahead and move to where you would like to be. And you do see like stones kind of come skittering down, dropping off. There's some trees up there that are kind of covering your line of sight to this thing, but you can see its enormous bulk kind of pushing through the branches. You can see large spider legs holding it in place. And you just see spiders like scattering everywhere. Ashrin kind of stops and pushes herself up against this wall. Did you make a deal with it? Is it coming out to sign like a contract with us? What's going on? No. Gotcha. As it comes out, you all hear its voice travel down the rocks above you. Several of you haven't had a meal this large in quite some time.
I mean, we want to get out of here, yes?
I feel like that's... Lemon Zest said run, and then booked it. Do you all want to attempt to escape?
I would like to try and escape, and because my buddies are heading off in a direction that we didn't discuss, I'm just going to stick with them.
Okay.
So I'll make a full-on run for it and see how fast this tiefling can go. Move those legs.
So we're going to do a group stealth check as you try to sneak past this spider dragon.
Sure.
Oh, I have to roll for Ashrin. Hang on one sec. Who I'm pretty sure is wearing not great armor.
Oh my gosh.
The first good roll you have, but you're wearing heavy armor, so it didn't matter.
Yep. That's
Ashrin
awesome.
also has to roll a disadvantage. And got a 2 plus
14.
Nice.
Yeah, but maybe I'm fast, you know?
2 plus 0 for Ashrin. A 7 for Aster. An 18 for Chris. Perfect. And what did Lemon Zest get?
14.
14. And actually, go ahead and do one for Lemon Blossom as well. At advantage because you are... Well, Lemon Blossom is invisible.
$23.
Amazing. As the group begins to run through here, you can hear the scraping of Ashrin's armor against the rocks as she kind of like pushes up against them, and then she's like, oh, and she like pushes away from the wall and tries to keep up with you all. You hear the lumbering sounds of the spider dragon climbing down behind you as you run down this culvert. Let's do one more stealth check.
For all of us?
Yeah, it'll be a group one, yeah. Oh, much better, Aster.
All right, that's a 21 for lemon zest,
Okay.
and for lemon blossom, that's also a 21.
And this time, Ashrin got a 1 plus 0 for a 1. However, everyone else did fantastic on their rolls. You managed to keep the sounds of her armor scraping kind of as muffled as you can as you run down this culvert. The sounds of the creature pushing its way through the trees. You can hear cracking branches, skittering rocks as they tumble down the way. And Lemon Blossom, being in the air, can see it behind you as it's looking around where you were. It smells the ground where you were. And then you're away from the area. Lemon Blossom's kind of lingering close enough to be able to see it, but is high enough up to not be in danger. What do you do?
Are we basically out of danger?
You feel like it. From what you
Okay.
can see through Lemon Blossom's eyes, it's looks like it's looking around for you. If you were to linger, it might find you based on your scent, but it's not rampaging down the valley after you.
I mean, I feel like we just keep going.
Okay.
We're not
Yeah.
sitting down for a picnic like, oh, hey.
Oh, we're just out of sight. It should be fine. Let's start a barbecue.
No. No way.
I'm out of coffee.
Let's keep
Sad.
going and see if we can head east.
Okay.
Get out of here.
So I think, is there a limit on how far Lemon Blossom can go that you can see?
Not with Pact of the Chainmaster.
Perfect.
With that, we just have to be on the same plane of existence.
Nice. So you kind of, have Lemon Blossom keeping an eye on this creature, and it does follow kind of after you for a bit, but you manage to stay far enough ahead of it, and it fortunately can't fly. And then there is a crashing in the forest behind you. You can hear the breaking of rock, and Lemon Blossom actually kind of like jumps at the sound, and it appears that there was like a crag cat that was up in an area that the spider dragon caught scent of, and it went after it. They battle momentarily as the spider dragon wraps it up and then carries it back to its lair, mumbling to itself.
Part of me wants to leave Lemon Blossom behind just to torment the spider dragon until it joins. But I'm not going to.
Sign the contract. Sign the contract. Sign it. Sign the contract.
Like, as tempting as that would be, I guess I'll ask Asherin, I can technically leave Lemon Blossom behind, every so often bug the spider dragon, but I don't think the spider dragon wants to join. Nope.
I suppose. It didn't really seem like the kind of dragon that we'd necessarily want in the club with us anyway. It was very creepy.
Yeah, you didn't even get to see it. Oh, I guess you kind of did. But like,
Only bits and pieces.
yeah, I don't think we could beat it. We need some like anti-dragon weapons. I think just in case we run into this again.
Did you not? She pulls out her Tiamat handbook. Members of the Cult of the Dragon are not allowed to have Dragonbane weapons. It's very clear. Section 2, paragraph 7, article A.
I'm just saying, like, if we run into this problem, I know that there are some weapons that...
Well, perhaps we should get some Spiderbane weapons. Maybe that would work.
I feel like we're always on a mission talking to other dragons, so it would actually make sense that we carry some kind of Dragonbane weapons in general to do the good work. But that's just a thought.
You know, I'm going to leave this up to your worm speaker to handle. I have my own duties to perform, and whatever Resmir decides to do with you is not really my problem. And she starts kind of like heading east. Let's see how east she finds. Oh, that's actually a much better roll, and I don't have to roll a disadvantage, so always a bonus. However, she still has the -1. A 14, she gets a good idea of where east is and starts kind of curving off to the right of where you were going.
All right. Well, I mean, Aster will follow. It seems like the right way. So keep on trucking. Yeah.
Is Chris up to anything over there?
I think Chris is just kind of along for the ride right now.
Okay. Fair enough. Excuse me. How long does Lemon Blossom hang out with this dragon?
Probably until we're further away, and then we'll come zooming back.
Okay. So yeah, it's becomes quite obvious that it has been distracted by this other meal that it found. It drags it back into its cave. As long as you're listening and watching, you can hear the crunching of bone and like the tearing of fur and such as it eats this cat. Everyone moves on through the sparse forest. It's not thick like the Shalhoud was that you were in earlier. The trees that grow in this area are more dense with webbing than they are leaves. It's almost like the amount of spiders in the area somewhat diminish how healthy these trees are. And as you're walking through, you do see swarms of various spiders moving around, and for the most part you're able to keep them away from you. Every so often some will skitter close, and Aster will pull out something that's, you know, is like detrimental to spiders as far as like they're like, ooh, I don't like that, no, get it away, and the spiders will like swarm away. However,
some peppermint spray.
Right. We actually put peppermint on our front porch to during the summer to keep away hornets, wasps, and spiders. And it does pretty well.
It works. It works.
I am going to have you do a group. We're going to do two things. We're going to do a group survival check to make your way through this area. And then we're going to do a group stealth check to see if any of the more hungry spiders decide to...
That's a 4.
A 4. That's your survival?
These rolls are terrible.
Yeah. And then my stealth is...
That is 18 on survival for Ashran. 17 for Chris.
So 13 for stealth.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you all... using the bit of sun that kind of filters in through the webbing and the leaves of where you are, you essentially face away from where it's setting and head that direction. The stealth check, 25 for Chris. That is a 8 for Ashrin, a 9 for Aster, and you said 14 for Lemon Zest?
Yeah, 13.
13.
Yeah. Well, I guess that depends. Because I forgot, because I became full warlock, I didn't change my armor back from medium to light armor. And
Gotcha.
if we say that I was smart and changed it beforehand,
Yeah.
then it would be an 18.
Okay. As you're moving through the forest, your various methods of keeping the spiders away, whether it's scooting around them quietly, spraying them with peppermint oil, etc., is very useful. And even though in the distance in the trees you can see larger forms, some the size of a medium-sized dog, some even larger, just kind of shadows off in the distance. None of them move towards you as you slink your way through this area. And soon you start heading back downhill as you kind of guide yourselves back into this borderland between the Shalhound forest and the Spider Haunt mountains. In the distance, you can see a lone spire of stone rising up from plains that kind of spread out before you. Sorry. It's still probably a good 2 days travel. It's quite far, but it is a very tall spire of mountain that makes up the remnants of this volcano.
Ooh.
And as the sun sets behind you, is there anything that you want to do?
I mean, I'd like to look for the most safest spot we could think of to rest.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think that's in the in-between area, in the forest, or in the mountain?
I mean, like forest could be spiders.
Can we roll survival?
You sure can.
Can we investigate?
Yeah, if anyone wants to roll a survival check. Amazing. Nat 1.
God, I'm absolutely fired.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I got a 10.
A
so
10. All right, let's see what Ashrin gets here.
we all did great.
Got an 8. So
Good
looking
job, team.
around, you're like, okay, well, we don't have a tent or anything to really give us shelter. We head in the mountains. There's still all of those spider webs over there. Let's go camp in the trees. And so you head over into the trees and you're looking around, and sure, there's like signs of creatures. You see like various droppings and spore and such from, whatever it is that lives here. You definitely see some very large hoof prints, but having seen the elk that spider dragon was eating, that's not that surprising. And so you settle in, fairly certain that camping here in the trees will give you the shelter you're looking for. As the sun sets, the sky is clear and the stars begin to shine through. You can see, I believe the moon's name is Saloon, and then there's like the tiers of Saloon that trail behind it, which are like actually chunks of the moon that got knocked off.
Are there 2 moons? Or am I thinking of a different realm?
There might be.
I guess that's not important.
Moons of Hoard. Saloon is the moon, also known as Lyra. It is the only natural moon.
Okay.
It appears to be largely full tonight.
Nice.
What do you do?
I suppose we camp. First, I'll have Lemon Blossom just do a quick reconnaissance,
Okay.
I suppose. Good, like, quarter mile around us.
Sure. Go ahead and do a perception check for
Okay.
that there familiar of yours.
Let me see whose perception is better.
Someone's dreaming.
Mine. Okay. Perception. +2. Oh, excellent. That's a 21.
Nice. And it has dark vision, correct? Imps.
It should. Let me. Yeah, dark vision
Nice.
to 120 feet.
Yeah, so it easily, in the moonlight and even in the darker areas, it can see. Flying around, it definitely notices that there are creatures that live here, and it seems like it takes a moment for you to catch this when you glimpse through, because there's not always reference points, but every so often it'll catch like a deer moving through the forest, and over there is like a fox that jumps over a root and climbs down in and begins burrowing out and digging for probably rodents or something, whatever it's hunting. And then you realize these are larger than you would expect, kind of like the elk. But you don't see anything that is concerning.
Okay. I'm going to use those exact words. Don't see anything concerning. They're a little off though, so we're probably good. Good to camp. Yeah,
Perfect.
rock on. Let's,
Are you doing any watches?
I'll probably have lemon. I don't think Lemon Blossom needs to sleep.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so yeah, do we want to take turns? Do we just want to have it be Lemon Blossom?
You know, I'm
What are we feeling, team?
I'm going to go ahead and take the first watch. I don't think I
Okay.
trust your imp to just wake us if something's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he is a little bit of a rapscallion, just from like the one day I've known her.
Yeah.
So, But
Ashton
whatever.
sets up and
yeah.
is like sharpening her weapon and staring off. Are Chris or Aster doing anything?
No.
Okay.
Aster's gonna just get cozy. Are we gonna take watches while everybody sleeps?
Ashran's taking the first watch, and Lemon
Okay.
Blossom will be up the entire
Okay.
time.
Whew. Aster will take a watch, but plan on getting up a little bit early.
Okay. So you
Lemon,
want
can you get me up before everybody else, or if you get tired, or just so I can take a watch.
okay.
Jeremy, do you want to play Lemon Blossom, or do you want me to?
Do I want to play Lemon Blossom?
Oh, yes, no.
Maybe. And do you have an idea of how this imp, like, what is its personality? Do you have something in mind?
I mean, I think we said it pretty early when she was like pulling at my scales. You know, she's an imp.
Right.
Like she'll obey me, but she likes maybe just messing around with people.
Sounds like they're maybe curious
Probably playing little
and
tricks.
maybe, yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say maybe a little tricksy. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like in that case, roll a deception check for Lemon Blossom.
Ooh, boy. Lemon Blossom. Deception is... I've got +4 to deception.
Nice.
That's still only an 8.
So at some point during Ashram's watch, Lemon Blossom kind of flits off into the trees and starts making like noises to pester. But Ashran's just not having it. And at one point, like, she throws like a dagger at the tree that the imp is in. I'm not in the mood. And so I feel like maybe for now, Lemon Blossom's going to leave Ashran alone. And will come over and like sit on your chest and do like that cat thing where you're like just staring down at you.
Keep watch, Lemon Blossom.
Watching.
Okay, you know what? And then Lemon Zest is going to turn over to his side. Yeah.
Like lays next to you. Gigantic eyes comparatively. Watching.
I mean, do what you were doing before when you're like flying around, make sure nothing dangerous comes here.
Watching. She gets up and flies away.
Okay, thank you. Oh my god. Oh my Tiamat.
Oh my dear.
Tiamat's tits.
The multi-neck pits of Tiamat.
Yeah. The Tiamat's armpits. I don't know. Tiamat's unbrushed teeth. I'll think of a good. By Tiamat's blue head. What if... I actually kind of like that imp.
So, Aster, go ahead and roll a perception check during your watch. Perfect. The sun rises. Aster's on watch. Lemon Blossom comes fluttering back down. Everyone is awake. Breaking camp and making some kind of breakfast, whether it's cold rations or if anyone's cooking anything.
Yeah.
Chris,
Mm-hmm.
you look over and there's like blatantly footsteps over there that were not there. They don't belong to any of you. They're shaped differently. The boot imprint is obviously different. It looks like it stepped, like someone walked through the area in the night, and Aster did not notice whatsoever.
Okay, I will bring that up and ask, like, what happened? Like, no one said anything about this, like, during the watch, and I guess I will follow the footprints to see where they go.
It's interesting because you're looking at them, and as you follow them through the edge of the camp where they stepped, they're very obvious, and then they just kind of vanish.
Mm-hmm.
There's maybe some scuff marks, and you backtrack and you follow them from where they came from, and the same thing. It seems almost deliberate that these prints are here and noticeable, but then where they came from or where they went, you're not sure.
Okay, well, I will relay that information.
Okay. Well, Aster, what were you doing?
I don't know.
Well, you were supposed to be watching. You should be watching on your watch.
I I mean, the sun was beautiful. The
How is it?
peppermint should have been invigorating, but it kind of made me drowsy.
Is the whole of the green wing of the cult like you? Sorry,
Uh,
black wing, not green wing. She's green wing.
I mean, we're all individuals, so everybody's different.
Perhaps that is the problem. Yes, the green wing works as like a cohesive unit, and we're all like very adept at our jobs.
I mean, we've gotten lots of praise for doing great jobs. So, I mean, things tend to work out for us.
Well, getting knifed in the middle of the night because you weren't on watch when you were supposed to be is not my idea of doing a good job.
I have a salve for you. It'll make you feel really good. And also, here's a lozenge.
She doesn't
I
take
like
the
how
salve,
Master's being.
but she does like she like snatches this lozenge out of your hand. And it actually make a perception check.
I feel like Aster would also hand out like the granola bars too, as well.
So she makes a motion like she threw the lozenge into the forest, but it is blatantly still in her hand as she like goes like this and sticks it in her mouth.
It is that good.
We need to be keeping an eye for whatever made these. Also, your imp is annoying.
I mean, true, but rude.
Yes, it was also rude. I was trying to do my watch and it was busy trying to distract me.
That's unfortunate. I've got nothing to say to that. I barely know her.
Can you summon another one? Or something more, dragony?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think I can actually summon a pseudo-dragon.
I just feel like it might be kind of a slap in the face that you summoned an imp when she's, trapped in Avernus. Doesn't that just seem like heresy or something?
Oh, I didn't think that, but like, all right, you're going to have to wait around for like an hour.
Oh, no. You could take care of that on your own time.
What? Okay, I mean, we can do 10 minutes instead. Again, we'll just use a spell slot. Like, I don't have like the biggest capacity for spell slots.
Asherin just kind of looks helplessly at Aster and Chris. Fine, take your hour, whatever.
Okay, and then I'm going to dismiss the imp and then spend the next hour summoning a pseudo dragon, which I'm pretty sure is one of my options.
I am pretty sure you were correct. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll double check, but don't wait on me for that.
Aster's gonna take that time to make like a little necklace for your dragon, and then put some peppermint oil all over it, just so it's not attracting spiders.
I can't do it.
Oops. Trying to get you a token here for your pseudo dragon.
It has blind sight. Ooh.
You should, in the character area, see a pseudo dragon now. Throughout this hour, Ashrin's not stomping around, but She makes maybe a little more noise than necessary as she's like looking at the perimeter, trying to figure out where these tracks came from, even though Chris obviously pointed out that it's well hidden. You can hear her muttering prayers to Tiamat for patience and guidance. And then, poof! Describe what your pseudo dragon looks like.
It just looks like a tiny little dragon. Is Tiamat's chromatic dragon?
Yeah.
What colors are chromatic dragons? Like
Red.
gold is gold one,
No, those are
I
metallic.
assume. Those are metallic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So red, green, black, blue, and white.
Red, green, black. We'll go with blue,
Okay.
since lemon zest is red.
Nice.
So yeah, just this tiny little pseudo dragon, which looks like a little combination of a wyvern and a dragon. That's interesting. Like it's got its 4 legs and its wings, but its wings do have like little hooky claw things.
Yeah.
To where it kind of looks like it's another. I guess that's how dragon wings normally. Yeah, and a little stinger tail. And I think this lemon blossom is kind of hoity-toity. Pseudo dragons can't speak; they can only convey basic ideas. But I imagine this is like a cat.
So it appears, lands on your head, looks down at you. It appears to be judging you.
Yeah, I don't like this one as much.
It stays where it is for now.
Okay. Well, there you go. Bob's your uncle. We've got the new familiar for us.
Oh, yes, that's a much better look for you. Yes.
Aster notices that, like, as it's trying to hold on to your head, it's like your scalp is kind of moving just a little bit, just kind of because it's just not quite the best place for it to be.
You notice, like,
And
every
then
so
for-
often, like scales from lemon zest's head just kind of like get pulled up, and lemon zest is like,
And
because
then
it's
puts
like
a little necklace and pats it on the head, and turns
Uh-huh.
around this way.
it picks up the necklace with its front feet and is just like, oh, and starts like nestling into it. You need
It's like
some dragon nip.
Maybe peppermint is dragon nip.
Right?
We don't know. We don't know.
So Ashran's
Yeah, maybe.
mood seems to be much better now that you are representing the Tiamat Guild. And she is prepared to leave. Is everyone else prepared?
Yeah, let's
Um,
do it.
I think so.
All right. So as you head
Let's go.
towards this distant mountain, I'm not even going to have you do a survival check because it is within visual range. You can see it and aim towards it. That being said, it does take you about half the day of traveling in between the Spider Haunt Mountains and the Shalhound Forest to get past either. The Shalhound stays off to your right a bit for the better part of the afternoon as well, but it is curving away from you. And by the time the sun begins to set behind you, you can only see it far off, miles away from you, in to your right or to the south. The volcano ahead of you has grown larger, but there's nothing other than its steepness, which is something you haven't seen before. It doesn't belch smoke. It doesn't appear to be active or anything like that. And you can just see like some small kind of jagged foothills now that you're probably about a day out that kind of encircle it. You do notice that in the distance behind it is another volcano off to the kind of northeast of it. But according to this map that you were given, you're pretty sure this one is the one you're heading towards. The one in the distance does smoke some. Go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Smoking's bad for you. Okay. That's a 10.
Excellent. 12, 21, and... Oh! That is a 19. Alright, so... Chris. As the sun's setting and the light's kind of pouring over your shoulder towards these volcanoes, very faintly you can see figures flying above the volcano, large winged reptilian figures. You're not sure if it's the sunlight reflecting off of them, but they seem to be golden or yellow.
Well, I will relay that information to the party.
Ashram
Ooh, it
says,
sounds like we're here. Kind of.
"Oh, gold dragons are so haughty. I don't even want to deal with them. Are you sure we need to do this? Can't we just give this scroll to one of our leaders and just call it good?"
Oh no, this will be fun. I mean, dragons. This is great.
I don't know if you know this, but the Metallics aren't really a fan of Tiamat. They tend to not be a fan actively.
I mean, we're friendly. There's no reason they won't be friendly to us.
Hmm.
We could just have a friendly meeting and ask them about, this part of our world and if they have any tips or tricks on how to, not get eaten by spider dragons.
Well,
It could be helpful.
I think we did rather well, actually, not being eaten by the spider dragon. I do wish we had been able to do more, but I feel like we survived, and I feel like that, is better than some could have said.
We did great. And I'm sure that these guys also can help us out.
We'll see. Because there are apparently multiple of these dragons, we should, try to get some kind of donation or something for the cause. Instead of just this translation that you're looking for.
Sure. I'm sure they've got something to share.
I feel
Let's keep going.
I feel like your dwarf friend didn't like me very much for some reason.
She had a lot on her mind. There's a lot going on.
She is doing fabulous work. To get Anabraxis to donate anything, let alone open access to his teleportation circle, is quite the change. So I will give her that.
She's very talented.
It's too bad she didn't come with us. I feel like that would have been a bonus. Anyway, do you want to camp? Should we do this here, or do you want to walk through the night?
Oh, we should probably camp. Again. Aster would like to look around and
Sure.
see if there's safe locations.
Let's do survival check.
Survival checks. Group survival or just for
If
Aster?
anyone else wants to help out, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll a group one.
That's a 2.
Amazing. 16 from Chris. Was that a 13 from Aster? Okay. And a 2 from Ashwin. As you're looking around, this area is very in the open. There's not much to hide behind. There are, every so often you'll see like scrub brush, or sometimes there are like thin culverts that kind of run through the ground. You could climb down into one and use that as shelter. It doesn't look like they're probably old waterways. Like if when this area might flood, for example, it might carve these out. And looking around, you don't see signs of storms, so it's unlikely it would be dangerous unless something had made its home in there. And every so often you do notice there are some like groupings of boulders and such that you could use as like a essentially to be on one side of you if you didn't want to try and hide. It's some cover. What do you think?
I think Aster likes the idea of boulders.
Okay.
But snuggling up to a boulder that might stay a little bit warmer in the evening sounds kind of nice.
Everybody good with boulder snuggling?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ashwin looks very thoughtful and then says, yes, boulders sound good. She seems a little lost, standing out here in the desert. She does stick out wearing her bright armor, so that is somewhat problematic. But as you head over, you find a good, like, grouping of boulders. There's a little bit of a natural, not even a cave, it's more of just like the area that sits under the overhang of one of the boulders. You can kind of squeeze under there. You don't see any signs of animals living under it. Are you lighting a fire?
This feels like a dangerous trick question.
I mean,
Yeah.
you are now out in the open, although with the boulders you do have some cover from being seen.
I feel like Aster's
how
doesn't
cold is
care
it?
one way or another.
I feel like I
Like
heard
we've
it.
got granola bars and snacks. We're not cooking any kinds of like meats
Fair.
or anything.
Was there a question about if it was cold?
Yeah.
It is, as the sun goes down and time passes, it is brisk, but it's not uncomfortable.
Okay.
So no fire?
Then
Is that
no
what I'm...
fire? No
Okay.
fire.
No fire.
Excellent. Just need to roll some dice here. Hang on one second. Oh, interesting. Okay. I always love the yes no maybes that are super like that's not helpful. Are you doing a watch? I believe your
Yeah.
pseudo dragon does need to sleep because it's not a fiend. It is a dragon.
Because it's what?
Because it's not a fiend, it's a
Um,
dragon. I think it does need to sleep. It could do a watch.
No, it can still be a fiend
What?
because it's a familiar.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
what you...
let me-
Yeah, that makes sense. You're
Yeah.
shaping it into a draconic shape instead of...
Yeah.
Totally.
So it doesn't, as a familiar, I'm pretty sure it doesn't need to sleep.
Ashrin doesn't seem to be convinced by this still, even though it is dragon shaped now, and will take the first watch.
All right. And I think Lemon Zest will take probably the final watch, depending how many watches we want to do.
Okay.
I mean, I'll happily take a watch.
Okay. What about Chris? Is Chris going to take a watch as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris will take a watch.
I'm going to have Chris do a perception check.
Yeah.
Nice. So, having seen those footprints this morning, you've been on alert. Not necessarily overly worried about it, but you've been watching for any signs of somebody following.
Mm-hmm.
And every so often, particularly as the sun has been setting, you've been catching shadows, glimpses of shadow behind you. Almost like there are at least a couple of people that might be trailing a ways behind you. Kind of like they're keeping an eye on where you're going more than like actively hunting you or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you settle in, you're keeping an eye out for that. And so it is with some sense of expectation that during your watch you're kind of keeping an eye out, and you do see glints off of metal in the distance, probably reflections of moonlight. They seem to be many yards away, not coming up on the camp itself, but you do see a couple of figures off in the distance. They seem to be humanoid and fairly tall and slim. But beyond that, you're having a hard time. It's beyond your dark vision. You're more catching glimpses of reflected moonlight.
Okay.
Is there anything you do?
I ask Lemon Blossom to keep an eye on things, and I'm gonna, I guess, head out and see if I can, figure out what's going on.
Gotcha. Make a stealth check. So with your 23, you're moving around and you're kind of keeping an eye on where you'd seen them last. And sure enough, they've moved a bit, but you catch sight of two figures as you get closer.
Okay.
You've skirted off to their right, and as you're kind of circling around them, you see, as you get close enough for your vision to really make out details, there are two elves. They're dressed largely in leathers, but also are carrying some metal weapons. One has a scimitar and a couple of javelins, and the other one has two short swords, as well as a small buckler that is not currently carrying, but is strapped to their back. They are kind of hunkered down. It looks like they're eating from little wooden bowls, and they're more or less facing one another, but they are looking off towards your camp as you come up. How close do you want to get?
I think I'm gonna head back and then wake everyone up and just be like, hey, we're kind of being followed. Do we want to deal with these people, or just? I think we should deal with them. We should not ignore them.
I agree. Let's you can hear my knuckles cracking. I don't know if you could.
I could.
Yeah,
Wait.
let's. Yep, there we go. Yeah. All right, let's you know what? I do kind of want to fight right now. Let's do this.
All right.
I mean, they could be nice. We could just make some new friends.
Ashton's like strapping on armor, getting ready. Not everyone needs to be nice. Some people are just mean, and we can just deal with them.
Yeah. You
said they were just watching us. Were there signs of who they were?
Would I have been able to discern that, or?
So they were definitely elves, and they looked like they were wearing just kind of somewhat plain armor. It was adorned a little bit with like various carvings of leaves and such, but it didn't look like they were part of any group that you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like I mean that just kind of sounds like elves in general, but what are we just going to rush them?
I don't know what we should do. We could brush them, or we could walk up and ask them questions, but we lose the element of surprise.
Well, you're rather handy at sneaking around. Why don't you sneak around behind them, and we'll go talk to them, and if they end up being mean, then you can come in and stab them in the back.
Okay, I like the sound of that plan.
Lemon Blossom can go with you and cast spells through Lemon Blossom.
Oh, I'm ecstatic about that. She actually looks a little ecstatic
I can
about
tell.
that. Yeah, she actually
Oh,
is.
okay.
She is a
Okay.
little. Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, cool.
All right, well, let's go meet some elves and see if they're goodies or baddies.
All right. So as you head away from your boulders, following Chris's directions, you notice as all of a sudden, like, two figures in the distance, like, scramble up because obviously you're heading towards them now. I am going to have Chris do a stealth check.
Okie dokie.
Oh my gosh, dice. What the actual hell? Perfect. Chris, you sneak around them just as easily as you did before,
Mm-hmm.
but they do stand up and kind of arm themselves like they have pulled their weapons out and they're standing at the ready as you get closer. As you are about 50, 60 feet away, they call out in Elvish. Does anyone speak Elvish besides Chris?
No.
Okay. Chris, you hear them say, "You could stay right there. No, please stop." And they kind of start backing up a little bit. Okay, I guess we're doing this. And with that, we're going to call it for this week.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. Real quick, is there anything that any of you have coming up? Any shows or stuff you want to...
Oh. Tonight. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern over on Records of the Realms, we will be playing Of Manners and Mischief, which is Good Society actual play. It'll be the first of 4 episodes, I do believe. I'll be playing every other week on Wednesdays, and it will be a lot of fun. Last year I played Good Society with on oh my gosh. Wow, my brain's dying. So our GM is Jocelyn or Tipsy Tiger, and last year I played this game with Jocelyn as the GM also, and it's a blast. There's romance, a bit of a romantic comedy. There's some great role playing, very Regency light. So please come and support.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's the channel? Sorry.
Records of the Realms.
Records? Like vinyl records?
Yeah, a record of something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Records of the Realms.
Yeah.
Perfect. Did a quick shout out there, so head over and give them a follow and tune in tonight. What time was that at?
7 Eastern
Nice.
PM. Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else coming up, anybody? All right.
PAX.
PAX
Never
is the
gonna be
thing.
at PAX.
PAX is
Say
the thing
hi.
that if you see me at PAX, I made a post about this on social media earlier. If you see me at PAX, come up and say hi. Ask me how I got there, because I'm not actually going. So if you see me, doppelganger, mimic, something. So
Jinx. Yeah.
be prepared for battle. And for everyone going to PAX, I hope you have a fabulous time. I'm sure it's going to be tons of fun. This Friday, we have the next episode of Daggerheart, The Broken Spine. Looking forward to more chaotic goblin action. And then this Saturday, Janelle isn't here to celebrate with us as I say this, but we're playing her game on Saturday at... Sorry, let me double check before I say this out loud. It is at 2 p.m. Eastern. Actually, no, we changed that. It is at 1 p.m. Eastern to give us an extra hour to play through The Festive 3, a module of holiday horror that Janelle, or Boss Jellybean, who plays Ashrin, wrote and published. It's over on the DMs Guild. So tune in for that. It's going to be chaos and magic. It's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, next Wednesday, join us back here at 1 p.m. for some more For the Hoard of the Dragon Queen. We're going to raid over to Dork Tales, so hang out for that, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.